Folks, what you're seeing right now, this rapid run up in the market is being caused because he's released what he's going to talk about and the press has it. So they have the document or his outline or how he's going to talk. So that's what you're seeing right now. So it's probably some pretty positive things I would think that he would come out with. Uh, and that's what you're seeing with these prices up here at 42. Now, does everybody understand that? Okay. So it's 10 o'clock. Let's get started. If you look over here at the E-mini, you got to put it in framework. You know, my pivot number is 56.15 and the week open is 55.84. Yesterday's sell-off, this was a clue, okay? This was a clue. And the clue was real quick was, hey, they held the weekly open. When you see that on a Thursday, write this down. This is a proprietary insight. If you see and test the weekly open on a Thursday, chances are they're going to rebound and go higher. And I'll show you some stuff with the roadmap that's pretty interesting, because of that, okay? So I think that it's very interesting when we're sitting here trying to do things that we have this kind of reaction, okay, to what's going on. Okay, so now let's draw some other lines. That 56.65 is the weekly high, right, Jonathan? 56.65 is the weekly high.
That's right.
And now we're going into the buy area, which is they're basically saying, hey, we're pretty bullish. That's what they're telling you, okay? Now, a stock that I want to trade is NVIDIA. Let's go to NVIDIA, Jonathan, and draw some numbers on it. Does everybody see NVIDIA at 128? Draw 124, Jonathan, 124 on NVIDIA. Draw a pivot number of 125.86. Okay. Now we went to 131 and corrected down again to the weekly open. So the test for NVIDIA is the challenge of the 130 number, okay? You're going to have some resistance there. However, let's look at some ways we might play this for the next couple of days, okay? Market's obviously solidly up and pushing higher. Does everybody recognize that? Okay. So let's look at NVIDIA, Jonathan, a option play on NVIDIA. And we can use August 30 if you want to, okay? All right, let's look at the NVIDIA. Come down, scale down, get some lower prices for me. Does everybody see that 155 call there at $1.02, $1.04? Okay, I like that call, and I like that call. So why don't we buy that call? Let's try to buy it here. No more than $1.05, Jonathan. No more than $1.05.
Okay, I'm putting it in the chat here.
And Jonathan, put this in my T&T if we end up taking it beyond today.
Okay, and what's your target?
I'm going to add 20% to that, so $1.19.
Okay.
Now, does everybody see the 160 call? The 160 call. Tell me you see the 160 call. Here's what I would do. If that 160 call drops below 50 cents, then I would sell it. And you say, Tom, why would you sell it below 50 cents? Well, first of all, it reduces my exposure down to 50 cents. And if I'm right on direction, but off on timing, guess what happens? I still get paid maybe Monday or Tuesday before the earnings. Does everybody understand the strategy behind this play? And I keep up with this through TNT. Michelle, what's your question, girl? What's your question? We're buying the NVIDIA call. I think it's going higher, but if it doesn't go higher immediately today and I don't hit my target, I will turn around and sell, okay, the 160 call, which I will do for 50 cents or less. That cuts my risk for taking it overnight. And that's just the way I'm going to play it. Any questions about that? Jonathan, is that being clear what I'm saying?
Yes, I think it's being very clear.
Okay, Joe's in at 95. Doesn't matter. The key is, do we get an upward movement? Let's go back and look at, if we can, Jonathan, set an alert for me where we don't lose this at 55 cents. To let me know we got to send it out and say, hedge it up, okay? What I like to do, if I'm off on direction, write this down. If I'm off on direction, what I like to do, if I'm off on direction, if I still like the trade, then I stay with it for 72 hours. Does everybody understand the strategy behind this? Okay? Options are very sensitive to news. Right now, NVIDIA is climbing. That's what we want. Okay? And, you know, if we're right, meaning I'm right, and this thing goes up, then we're cooking with gas. But you got to have a backup plan. You got to have a backup plan anytime you trade. Okay? Why did I choose NVIDIA, folks? People that know and trade with me know I like to trade NVIDIA. And I like to trade NVIDIA around news when it's going up, because when I trade it around news and it's going up, it really accelerates this upward move, especially when it's bullish. Now, I gave you a pivot number of 125.86 on NVIDIA. Where's NVIDIA trading right now? Okay. I say we got $1.50 before we get to resistance at 130. We'll see if it does it. Who knows? The other thing, NVIDIA gets going on its own momentum. And if you see NVIDIA take out 130, a trade that we paid $1 for could be worth $2 by the end of the day. Now, I'm not going to stay with you to the end of the day, am I? My goal is to get you on the right side of the market. So let me just tell you what my goal is. My goal is to show you the techniques that I use, get you on the right side of the market. And when I do that, I feel like I've done my job. That's why I really believe in education. Now, if you go to your bank today and say, hey, I'd like to put up $1,000, how much will you pay me today? What will the bank pay you on that 1,000 if you go to the bank and ask them this morning? So how many people would like to learn the art of what I'm doing? Let me ask that question. The art of what I'm doing. I'm asking. I think this is very valuable. I am taking advantage of years of experience around a big event. What's the big event? Powell's going to talk, right? Now, there's other ways that you can play NVIDIA because some people got in at 94 cents. Well, $1.06 is about a 15% gain. Now, what you could do, here's another strategy. You could go in and set an order and take half of it down at $1.06, okay? Or a third of it at $1.06. And then that means if you had, let's just say you had 3 contracts, you would tell one off at $1.06, and then you'd see if you go higher, take another one off, and then let one run and still use the same strategy. Now, what if you can't day trade? Who in here can't day trade? Jonathan, go back, if you will, to the showing what that, okay. If you can't day trade, where's that 160 call right now?
About 72 cents or so.
Okay, so here's the strategy. A conservative strategy would be to go sell 1/3 of the 160 call at 72 cents. Right now, sell it 1/3. That'd be one contract. What does that do for you? Well, if NVIDIA keeps running above 130, you're going to make a lot more money. But the biggest thing it does for you, it reduces your exposure. So I'm saying sell 1/3 here. You get $1.09 for it, I think. Okay. And I think that's a conservative strategy because we're at 129 right now, correct? Does everybody see this? Tell me, do you understand what I'm saying? You don't have to day trade. Just sell that call that's above it and wait till Monday. How many people like what I'm doing right now, showing you this? I don't think anybody on the planet knows how to do this. Learn it. All right, so Jonathan, we're going to consider one in, one off at 109, okay?
Yep.
Now, let's go back and look at, if we can, let's go back and look at the roadmap and see what it's saying with NVIDIA. That looks pretty good, doesn't it, Jonathan?
Sure does.
How many people like the fact I called this emergency flash meeting? I got a bunch of people here, Jonathan. By the way, I'll be back at 3 o'clock today. 3 o'clock. And if you trade live with me, does anybody know anybody else that'll trade live like this with you on a short notice? I've never met anybody that will trade live like this. We took profit on Tesla yesterday. Joe says trading with Tom is priceless. Yeah, Thomas, you missed this one. You'll catch the next one. Hey, folks, if I'm live, there's a chance I might pull something out of my hat because I trade a lot, don't I? Yeah, we took a 10% profit yesterday on our orientation, which I thought was good. This NVIDIA trade's too late, but Jonathan, describe what I've done on paper, showing percentages and all that, and I'll come back and, just showing, and I'll be watching the market while you do that, okay?
We bought the August 30th 155 call for $1.02.
Can you do it on a spreadsheet so they can see it and showing percentages? Do 3 separate trades, a 3 lot, $300 a wrist. And use 95 cents as the place we got in.
$95 entry, first target on third off at $1.09. That is on a percentage basis, 14.74%. Call it 15%.
All right. And so we got 2 positions left, correct?
Yep. We have one target working at $1.19.
Yep. So we reduced our exposure, right? So we took 109, $109, put back in our pocket. So our total exposure has gone to about $80, right, on the last 2. Is that right?
Let's see here. It's we made 14 cents on the third, so 88 cents. You divide that 14 by 2 for your final 2 contracts. Your net entry there is 88 cents.
I'm sorry, say what now?
Made 14 cents on the third position or one contract.
Well, I'm just thinking in terms to buy 3 at 95 cents is roughly $270, right? $75, something like that. I'm doing dollars amount, okay?
285.
285, and now we took $114 off the table, which reduces our exposure to what?
9 on the table. 176. Or 88 contract.
So I got 176 exposed, almost original exposure. I'm down to 176. Not bad, huh?
Not bad. You got your first third off. Yep.
Yep. Okay. And we got about 73 cents, 74 cents on the third up there, which means that we've got total at risk on that trade, if that's all we ended up with today, of about $20. Explain that what I just said, where everybody understands how I got there. And I did approximately.
Yeah, the rest of the trade, well, I think you said if the rest of the trade goes against us, we can sell that next strike up. And now we have even lower risk than what we started with, assuming because we took a profit on third. So we already booked some profits. We got some cushion to work with. Yes.
Jonathan, go on and sell another one here at $1.05, and that leaves us 1 exposure. And if you're, can't day trade, sell one of the $5 up. Okay. And then let's take a 10-minute break with 1 exposure. But I want you to figure the net exposure now after going out there in the market like we did. You might explain what you're doing to get that net exposure.
Yeah, 95 was our entry times a 3 lot, so $285 at risk. We took a third off at 109, so I'm just taking out 109. bring us down to $176 of risk. Profit factored in. Took another third off at 105. So let's subtract that out. So now we're down to net $71 at risk, profit factored in. And if we look at this 160 call, which is currently 69 cents, if we can sell it for 71 cents or higher at any time during the day, we'll have a free trade on until August 30th that has a possibility of making $5. That would be a pretty sweet place to be, Tom.
And that's exactly what we're going to do, because that was my strategy all along. Because I said, if I can get them a free ride for $5, they might decide, hey, I might learn something. Tim says there's other people that trade live. I've never seen anybody trade live, Tim, so I'd have to check that out. But I'll tell you this, I don't think anybody has logged as many live trades I have in the public. I've been doing it for 40 plus years. If you average 100 a year, we figured it's 40,000, sort of approximately about 32,000 wins in front of people. So I don't know. I traded in front of the exchanges, major brokerage houses. I got people asking me to do it again. I might start doing it. Who knows? But the point is, I'm trying to teach through live trading, the education. There's another question here. Let's do a 10-minute. No, do a 7-minute. I gotta go at 10:30. Let's do a 7-minute break. Get everybody get up, walk around, and just think about, and we'll come back and talk about lessons of the day. And Jonathan, I'll give you a short call because I want to give them an opportunity to join me in the future with live trading.
Sounds good.
All right, Jonathan, let's bring the roadmap up if we can. All right, NVIDIA's running in that resistance area at 130. You might throw a line there just showing what I'm talking about. The 65 number on the S&P, if we can get higher than that, I think it'll pull NVIDIA higher based on the early action. All right, so let's review where we stand right now. The current price is $1.03, $1.02. All right, explain where we are, Jonathan, to everybody.
Entry on the 155 call for August 30th. 95 cents on a free lot. Took a third off at $1.09 or about 15%. Took another third off at $1.05. 10 to 11% or so. But 95 cents times a three lot equals $185 on a at risk initially. 285 minus $1.09 we took off in the first third, brought our risk down to 176. 176 minus $1.05 for the second third, brought our risk down to 71 cents. So we have a net 71 cent entry on the final third of the position. And if we can sell the next strike up, which is 160 for 71 or higher, we will have a free trade on. But even if we sold it here at 66 cents, having a 5 wide spread entry at 5 cents is not too bad either, if you ask me. NVIDIA's got earnings next week. That's where we stand. Any questions on that? Thomas doesn't understand why we're dividing up the call into portions. Many years ago, Tom taught the theory of trading in threes. It allows you to finance your trade and finance your stop. So you take your first third off, Thomas. It does a couple things. One, it confirms that the trade's working for you. You're able to book a little profit, so mentally you're in a good position. And it allows you to, take the next second off, hopefully at a higher price, but just at some profit. And now you pretty much have your stop financed, like we do here. It's down to 71 cents. If we were just using a stop, or in this case, we're trying to sell that next strike up, perhaps for 71 cents or higher to have a free trade on. It just opens up a lot of options for you, Thomas, if you diligently take some profits along the way. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a good practice in trade.
Okay, so, and by the way, it's a process. When you trade, you want to take risk off, but you still want to have reward, correct? Everybody understand that? The better you can get at this game of trading where you're risking less dollars to have the same type potential, then that is something you want to strive for, okay? I've got 3 books that I talk about this all the time, and I think that's just something that I've done over the years and pretty much have a process. If you study or follow me, you'll notice that record of trading is so good because I use, I worry about the risk rather than the reward. Does everybody understand that statement? Worrying about the risk rather than the reward? Okay. All right, Jonathan, what I'd like to do next, if everybody understands this slide, let's talk about a strategy here, okay? I'm watching the 160 call. I'm going to take Jonathan's suggestion and I'm going to sell that call and have up to maybe a dime at risk, depending on where I sell it at. But I might not just sell it until I'm at a dime, and that number would be 60 cents. It's trading 64 right now, okay? So if I got a dime, who would like to have 10 cents at risk going into NVIDIA earnings, right? And all of a sudden they blast out earnings, the stock goes to 155, your 10 cents turns into $5. Anybody like this type going for the Babe Ruth style hit? How many people like this style of trading? Say yes if you do, because I'm curious if I'm waking people up to what you can learn with me. So that's what my plan is to do that, is to have 10 cents maximum risk and maybe go for a home run here. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I got a little room here. It's at currently I got it at 62 cents, right? Okay. We're right at 95, but we're in a lot better shape. All right, Jonathan, go to my slide deck. Let me go through that real quick. This has been a great, what I would call, time to be with you. But I'm overstaying my welcome. I want to go through these slides real quick, Jonathan. All right, lessons learned. Have a plan. In that plan, use a trading process that works. And that's the DTI process I just showed you. Number two, pick a ticker that's going to pay you on the day you're doing this. Number three, think in terms of percentages. That keeps the greed in the garage, because greed is how you lose money with options. Being greedy. Number four, feel good when you're able to follow the discipline of the method. Number five, always review the trade within 72 hours of being in it. That's it. 5 lessons out of today's lesson, or out of today's flash meeting. All right, let me get your attention real quick. Jonathan, you can put the slides up. All right, folks, my students asked me to do this, okay? And I put this program together. It's very new, and we got a few available slots if you want to join us. It's called DTI's 10 for 10. Every Thursday, I'm going to meet live with you, and I'm going to do bonus sessions, sort of like today. And, when the market sets up for big events and things that I can take advantage of. Okay? There's no way you can be here and walk away and say you didn't learn something. I make sure you learn something, okay? And so we start this throughout the election process next Thursday. We had an orientation class yesterday. We made 10%. I analyze the market for you and find the best opportunities, like today. NVIDIA was it. I've been watching it and I'm sharing with you what I'm doing personally. Okay. Interpreting news and technical systems, pick up precise entries and exits. I knew exactly where I was getting in, when I was getting in, and how I was getting out before I ever made the trade. It's real, it's live, folks. This ain't fake money. This is down to where the rubber meets the highway, folks. Where rubber meets the highway. I'm going to guide you through the ups and downs of the market. Yesterday in our orientation, I went short Tesla, made 10%, got out of it. If you do this at $199 a session, that's about $2,000 in value. If you cut the price at 50%, $9.99. I'm offering this discounted price, $777. What you're seeing today is the start of what I call the Babe Ruth style of trading. I'm going to introduce you to it, like we're going to have 10 cents at risk to make $5. Do you like that? Huh? Do you like it? 10 cents to make $5? That's going to add up when we hit. Claim your access, take one of the spots, call 904-416-1776 and press 1. Bill is a very experienced trader. He got introduced to me because I was a live trader. He got tired of seeing people talk a good game. He wanted to see one. And he's been with me now going on about 14 years. Go Bill. Karen's father started with me and got her involved. She's in here today making money with us. And I wish you could meet her. Sweet person. And but people stay with me when they come here, because who doesn't like making money? I know I do. Mary Ann's new, but she's growing her account with my style of trading. Now I'm going to come back today, but get involved. Same knowledge that you're going to learn with me, straightforward, simple, and I don't know how anybody can compete with this. I've been around 40 plus years. Had a conversation yesterday with a guy. He's trying to get me to work exclusively for his firm. I said, nah, don't want to do that right now. Okay. Election day's coming. People have been with me for 20 years, ever since the George Bush election. Know I trade the election. Wow, what a fun time to be a trader. On the order firm, you have a chance to claim an additional 10 questions at even a cheaper price. So be sure you see that. How many sessions are there? There's 10 guaranteed sessions every Thursday, but I promise you this. Ask anybody that's ever been with me. When I see an opportunity, and I see opportunities a lot, I'm going to call a flash meeting. We're going to call it a special flash. Get involved. If you do the math, it adds up to a lot of money for you. Next. I will trade where they pay us. In other words, when the odds are in favor, I can go anywhere, up or down, like down yesterday, up today. And I'll teach you how not to get flagged as a day trader. That's part of the training. The highest probability trades is what I'm going to find for you. Hey, folks, it's been with me a while. I'm pretty good at finding where to go with the money, aren't I? Straightforward. Keep it simple. We start right now. Next. There it is, folks. DTItrader.com, 10 for 10. 904-416-17. Let me know if you're going to take one of these spots, okay? And I'll help anybody here, and I'll show you how to grow your account. I've done it years and years and years. I know exactly what you need to do, and it's a question of me teaching you through live trading exactly how to make it dance. Okay, Pete's joined. All right, perfect. All right, Jonathan. Thomas says, I'm already in. All right. Jonathan, put a 5-minute, if you will, put a 5-minute. I better make it 4. I've overstayed my welcome. Put 4-minute spot, given a chance to join. Any questions you have, type in here. I'll cover in the next 4 minutes. I've got to run to a meeting. In the meantime, go on and sell the 60 call. We'll have to invest 15 cents at 55 cents. Go on and sell it in the meantime. Jonathan, make sure this is in TNT to keep up with it, okay?
Yeah, that's been posted to sell it for 60 or less from our discussion earlier.
Okay, good.
It should already be in. Yep.
Yeah, I'm getting in at 55 while I was talking. I forgot to do it. Okay. There we go. All right, boys, 15 boys and girls. Yeah, Dave, I'll keep doing this as long as y'all like what I'm doing. You're going to love it. You'll definitely. Thanks for joining, Pete, and doing the 20. Way to go. Jonathan, why don't you hang and answer any questions? You can see that I've got a trade on. I got 15 cents exposure. And what are you going to do? The trade's posted in TNT, Rochelle. TNT, my T-Buzz talking trade. Any other questions? I'm going to come back today at 3, and I might do a trade there at the 3 o'clock. So try to come at 3. Jonathan, got anything you want to say?
No, just be there at 3.
Sound like a plan.
No, Susan, you need to cancel the 119 target to sell the 160. In fact, if you didn't have the margin capability, your broker wouldn't let you sell that 160 if you didn't do that. But that's if you didn't have the margin capability.
Great question, Susan. Great question. A lot of people forget to do that. You have to do that. When I decided I could risk anywhere from a nickel to 15 cents to go for a home run, I decided it's worth it. Jonathan sort of convinced me to do that. I like it.
Yeah, Thomas, we're talking Eastern time now. For many years, we all talked in Central time since we were in Central, but now Tom's down in Eastern time, so we're talking Eastern time.
Yeah, 3 o'clock Eastern.
No target on the spread for now, Dave. Just stay in the spread. We'll probably hold it. Well, unless we get a bid before earnings, we'll probably hold it through earnings, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm going to hold this trade unless we get a bid and I can take off the strategy would be if I could take off the one I sold today maybe Monday or Tuesday, I might do it if I can pick up some money doing that and still be long the other one. We'll see. We got a lot of options available. That's what options are, right, Jonathan?
That's right.
Who do you know that can take options like this and have fun doing it? You'll find out with me. I worry about you and your risk more than anything else. I'll get you educated. I've got people over here sending me messages saying, hey, NVIDIA broke your pivot number. I did this. You know, things like that people pick up by being with me. I was sitting here talking. So actually, I'm behind the 8 ball on that. Jonathan, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll see everybody today at 3. Tim, who are you? What's your story? I don't get you. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Are you a member of one of my services? I'm just curious. Yeah, I don't get that. You a member of any of my services, Tim? Seem like an experienced trader. If you'd like me to give you a call, I'll be glad to call you. Put your phone number in. Nobody else will see it. I'd be glad to give you a call. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Folks, it was fun being with you. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we record everything. Okay. John, if I got to go, I'm late, but have
Thanks,
a
Tom.
good night.
Yep. See you this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
You got it.